So, Tom, you touched on sort of the threat landscape and cyber attacks. How are these bad actors leveraging identity data specifically to gain access into organisation critical information? And from your experience, what are the best practices you've seen implemented to try and stop these threat landscape expanding?
We're going to coin lots of these today, aren't we? But attackers log in, they don't break in. Using 0 days, using vulnerabilities and so on. Yes, it happens, but I think if you look at some of the recent reports on kind of breaches over the last year or so, stolen credentials is still the number one attack path. It's something like 38% of breaches start with a stolen credential, and that whole industry is now quite professionalised, buying stolen credentials on the dark web, targeting specific targets and so on. It's stratified and it's very well organised as criminal enterprise. 99.9% of them, MFA wasn't enabled. So as an industry, we've done pretty well over the last decade in getting people to adopt MFA and put it in place and try and balance that sort of security versus user annoyance and get the user experience right. Equally, the attackers have evolved. They will now go for session tokens post-authorization, post-authentication, because that's easier. Get somebody to MFA, do their tokens and so on, and then steal the session. So again, this is where that live, continuous authorization is really important, because we need to see if your behaviour changes mid-session. And if you suddenly jump continents or change endpoints, all of those signals, if they're present, allow you to make a better risk-based decision on should this access continue or should it be stopped in its tracks.